Stay in attack formation.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the pre-launch lore video on Star Wars Squadrons. Today I'll present what we know about the lore added into Star Wars canon via Star Wars Squadrons that we've been given so far from the trailers and entries within the StarWars.com databank. None of this should be spoiler territory, just the key lore pieces available to us before the launch of the game from the trailers and official Star Wars Squadrons websites from EA and StarWars.com. This is a primer for you players to know more about the characters, squadrons, and ships directly, and some information on what they have done before the story of Squadrons begins. There will be discussions including the Battle of Jakku, which is about a year after this primer introduction we've been given on Squadrons that will be referenced a bit. If you are not familiar with the Battle of Jakku, the key capital ships in it, and the outcome, and you don't want to know, I'd recommend skipping over this video if you want to go into the Squadrons campaign as blind as possible. It's not necessarily spoilers for the game, as we still have no idea if the Battle of Jakku will be in Squadrons or how close the story will get to it, but out of respect for those wanting to go into the story as fresh as possible, this is your opportunity to stop now. As a reminder, the state of the Star Wars galaxy at the start of the main story of Squadrons is that the Battle of Endor just occurred a few months ago. The Rebel Alliance is converted to the New Republic. The Empire is still standing, but severely wounded from the fall of their Emperor and the destruction of the second Death Star. It's the first time during the Galactic Civil War that the Rebel Alliance, aka New Republic, are now on the same level of power in the galaxy as the Empire. From this point on, the rest of the war leads to the final demise of the Galactic Empire at the Battle of Jakku, to which we have no idea where Squadron's story ends, whether it's at that battle or not. Before we even get to their final demise though, let's go through the key lore pieces of the Galactic Empire in Squadrons. When playing as a pilot within the Empire, you will be within Titan Squadron, who has a reputation throughout the Empire to match their unofficial motto, Unrelenting Might. Titan's pilots are trained to lead heavy strikes against enemy stations and planets along with scattering hostile armadas ahead of Imperial capital ships. Even with losses at the Battle of Endor, Titan's remaining pilots are more determined than ever to crush this New Republic. The commander of Titan Squadron is Terissa Kirill, and while young, she shows a natural talent for command. Terissa grew up a starving orphan on Coruscant until the Empire gave her a life of honor and purpose among the stars, beginning her career as a gifted TIE pilot. Terissa always saw Imperial military service as a path to a better life, and an opportunity to cleanse the last traces of the Old Republic's decadence and corruption. Her unshakable loyalty means she will defend the Empire to the last. Titan Squadron is currently assigned to the Overseer, an Imperial-class Star Destroyer from the Kuat Drive Yards. It won distinction at Pathor and the Battle of Jael, where the Overseer managed to destroy several enemy Nebulon B frigates despite being heavily outnumbered. Recently, the Overseer was severely damaged while responding to a New Republic strike on the Imperial dockyard at Varsha. It was still able to throw off the New Republic pursuers and return to search for survivors. Now the Overseer has been refitted, fully overhauled, and ready to return to the front lines of battle. We also saw during the Squadrons gameplay trailer a hologram transmission from Admiral Ray Sloan, who, as we see, does not have her Grand Admiral uniform yet. For those not familiar with Admiral Sloan, she was the highest ranking officer at the Battle of Endor once the Executor Super Star Destroyer and Death Star were destroyed, ordering the rest of the surviving ships to retreat. After surviving Endor, she had gained control of the largest faction of the Imperial Navy left and basically became the public face of the Empire. This eventually led to her earning the title of Grand Admiral within the Empire, becoming a key figure within the Aftermath book series. We'll have to see how big of a part or presence she'll have in Squadrons. Moving on to the newly dubbed New Republic, when playing as a pilot for them, you'll be in Vanguard Squadron. They operate largely in the Bormia sector, handling pockets of Imperial resistance and defending key New Republic planets like Chandrilla and Brental 4. Going by their squadron motto, fearless to the finish, Vanguard Squadron specializes in rapid response attacks, high-risk rescue missions, and ambushing Imperial capital ships. In Squadrons, Vanguard has been picked to tackle a special covert assignment. Lyndon Javes is the commander of Vanguard Squadron. He is an experienced pilot and instructor that rose through the ranks of the rebellion after the destruction of Aldron by hunting down Imperial capital ships. Lyndon found he had a knack for command while coordinating several successful missions behind Imperial lines, even though at heart he's still a combat pilot. After the Battle of Endor and the Rebel Alliance turning into the New Republic, Lyndon Javes was given the command of Vanguard Squadron along with overseeing the classified assignment for the New Republic. Vanguard Squadron's flagship at this time is a Mon Calamarian-built MC-75 star cruiser named the Temperance. During the Battle of Endor, the Temperance, alongside its sister ship the Accordance, defended the borders of the Hosnian system, repulsing an Imperial armada that was attempting a surprise attack against the core worlds. Although the Accordance was lost in the battle, the surviving crew took refuge within the Temperance as it carried the day. Afterwards, the Temperance was temporarily placed under the command of General Harris Syndulla during the Troith operation, where it bombarded the Scar of Troith, paving the way for the New Republic ground forces. Speaking of Harris Syndulla, we saw in both the reveal and gameplay trailer appearances from her. Most of you will know her from the very popular Star Wars Rebels animated series from Dave Filoni. She's also continued her entries into Star Wars canon past Rebels throughout the Galactic Civil War through comics and novels. Most recently to Squadrons, she had been part of the Alphabet Squadron novels as General leading Barma Battle Group aboard her Acclamator-class flagship Lodestar, where Alphabet Squadron was stationed. Seeing her around a holotable aboard the Temperance and welcoming Vanguard Squadron to the Nadiri dockyards likely means she'll also make her mark within this story as well. Which leads to likely the main plot point of Squadrons, the Starhawk. At this time, it is a prototype New Republic battleship built from salvaged Imperial Star Destroyers at a secret location. It's designed to be able to take on the Empire's capital ships, allowing the New Republic to face Imperial fleets on more equal terms. After the successful construction of the first prototype, the Senate voted to build 3 more Starhawk-class battleships in hopes to end the war against the Empire as quickly as possible. The Starhawk is equipped with heavy Durasteel armor, deflector shields, multiple turbolaser batteries, and a tractor beam array with 10 times the power of a Star Destroyer's beam. We know from the Battle of Jakku that the Starhawks played an integral part in the New Republic's final victory there. With that knowledge, we can at least assume that the New Republic will succeed to some degree against the Empire's attempt to thwart their construction in Squadrons. What we don't know is how the conflict over the Starhawk's construction occurs from point A, being the introduction we've been given on the Squadron story, to point B, the Battle of Jakku. Squadrons may or may not take its story all the way to Battle of Jakku, but it will at least let us experience Vanguard and Titan Squadron's struggle over the Starhawk. I'm pretty excited to see what Motive has in store for us in the Squadrons campaign. It's great to experience a new entry into Star Wars canon, especially from the cockpits of starfighters. Space combat has always been one of my most memorable aspects of Star Wars for me. My expectations for this campaign are not over the moon or anything. I don't particularly care how long the campaign will be or specifically what's in it. I just want memorable moments of an awesome Star Wars space combat story. I do plan on recording my playthrough of the campaign once the game launches, and then posting it on YouTube for everyone to watch. The plan is for each mission or story portion to be its own separate video for easier consumption for everybody. Let me know in the comments below what you are looking forward to the most in the Squadrons campaign or what you hope to experience. I've enjoyed responding back to everyone that has commented on my previous videos and engaging with my audience. As a short celebration, I've passed the 100 subscriber mark, closing in on 150. I know it's small right now, but I wanted to thank everyone that has subscribed to me so far and shown interest in me as a content creator. I appreciate all of you. For those watching and not yet subscribed, you can click on that subscribe button and notification bell to keep up with when my videos will go live for all your Squad Up content for Star Wars Squadrons. And I'll see you in the next Squad Up video.